everybody.
Hi.
Tonight we will be covering some of our DIY.
Hi. Good.
Derek has this thing where he always has to see our video.
Yeah, I always want to make sure it's running.
So that's why you hear us talking twice. Tonight we will be covering some of our DIYs and go over a little bit on a video that we released today and see if you guys have any projects or things that you want to know how to do.
So make yourself known, and we will get going here in just a moment.
What is big fish on our pictures?
They are
Pictures
just
of
stuff
fish.
that's being caught down here. Yeah.
Oh. He has some pictures loaded on here to show you guys here in a little bit, and
Yeah, I probably wouldn't show those on this stream. I just came
Okay.
across them, and I mean we could, I guess, but just kind of came across them and thought they might be something that would be neat to show sometime. Well, what basically kind of what we a route that we're kind of going with our website and our social media channels is writing different how-to videos and DIY videos, just to make things easier. As we do a majority of things on our own. And we, do extensive research trying to figure out the best route to go with things as far as cost effectiveness and simplicity. And we have several that we've used and that we're putting together because, from the remodel of our motel that we're doing here in Kansas. And that's kind of the forefront of them. But and another thing we're going to be doing, we're going to kind of be going over some of them that we have coming, some that we've already posted, and then we want to hear from you, the viewers, whether it's watching live or seeing us on the replay. What you want? What do you want to see? I mean, is there anything that you're looking for that's a how-to video or some type of DIY that you're just kind of stumped on, or you think it'd be fun? You think that it'd be fun to see us do? Because we have pretty much anything we do will be used for the greater good for us. I mean, we have a lot going on with our businesses and our motels and rent houses and everything, and so it's really fun to do neat projects for the different properties. But go ahead, I guess. She's got a few that she's been working on, as far as just little simple finding little things and switching it to treasures. Just old projects and stuff like that. And
we acquired a couple buildings with a bunch of, I see treasures and he sees garbage.
I see something taking up space.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. I can see treasures too, but
we have lots of neat old windows and doors and all sorts of stuff that I am really looking forward into turning into some projects. And I took an old window screen and made a jewelry hanger out of it, and it is actually on our wall in the house. And he's like, I didn't know you're going to put that thing inside. Was his exact words.
Well, I wasn't sure if she had dusted it.
I dusted it, I sanded it, and clear coat on it. I just thought the color that it was already pretty enough. And I guess he didn't think so. But there's that, and then just kind of some event decorations that I'm going to start working on too, to go. We have a barn that we are going to try and turn into an event center, and so I want to make a bunch of useful projects to be able to offer to people for different types of events, whether it be birthday parties or weddings or just some sort of corporate event or city event or family reunion, and go from there. And
yeah.
I'm also going to get him to do some neat tabletop covers for our 8-foot-long tables, which he is
unaware of. I didn't
yes,
know that this was happening.
I showed them to you and you agreed, and I wanted them done. But
what were they going to be made out of?
I will pull them up and show you here in just a second. Pretty much we have some 8-foot-long tables that aren't, hi Eileen, that are not the prettiest. There's some old brand looking tables, but they're sturdy, let me tell you. They are pretty darn heavy. Well, we're going to make them even heavier and have some faux tops that you can just sit on top or pull off for them. Do you not remember showing you those?
No. Not at all.
Okay.
What are they going to be made out of?
Wood.
Wood, okay. So that sounds like fun. Table toppers. Sometimes I don't catch everything she shows me.
Sometimes.
But I do really good at nodding my head yes and
Hi R5.
Moving on down. Hey R5. Hey Eileen.
He nods his head yes and just acts like he hears me at least 80% of the time, I might add.
And that's
at least
kind of
80% of the time.
I actually, when I acknowledge her, I usually do take it in. But sometimes, hey Dustin, sometimes she's trying to tell me something and I'm really deep on something and I say, Sarah, there's no sense in you telling me that right now. Just save it. I'm really trying to work on this right now and tell me later. 'Tis right now, I am not retaining anything. And
he only does that like 10% of the time. So
yeah,
that's the 10% of the time that he is listening to me. And so the other 10% is when he actually takes the project.
The other 90% is hit and miss.
But they will make those tables look like $1 million. Like, they are pretty awesome. I am trying to find where I saved that project at.
So everyone, we are discussing different. Yes, Dustin, that's it's our manly duties. What we're discussing is different how-to and DIY projects that that the viewers may want to see, and how it's not going to really affect us that much to do it, because I'm sure in some way, shape, or form we are going to utilize whatever it is. Okay. With the...
Do you remember that now?
Yeah.
You're lying.
With the...
You're so lying. You don't remember it at all.
I'm sorry. So basically, we're going to be able to take in these DIY and how-to videos because we're going to use them. We're going to use them somewhere. We're going to use them in a rent house or motel, or just anywhere. So, maybe like she said in the event center, we definitely have places for things to go, and so it shouldn't be a problem.
Or in the old mill.
Yeah.
Or in the old mill, there's tons. The restaurant, though, working and lurking as always. That is all right, R5.
That's what we expect.
Yep.
But it's definitely something that we're looking forward to, and to try to expand our channel and website with. It's right now our website. I think we have like probably 15 or so different blogs right now because we just started. Well, I say we just started. We started in March and then we took like 4 months off, and so we pretty much just started.
We took the summer
And
off.
yeah, we did.
Unfortunately.
We just had too much going on this summer, and so basically our blogs on there cover DIY and projects. And Disney World. We have several Disney World blogs, and real estate investing and innkeeping blogs, and basically we kind of have our website separated into two categories. We have our main hustle and our side hustles, and so basically we got the businesses, and then we kind of got the things that we do on the side to try, to make it, I mean, we're in a world that's
or the fun little things that we just decided we were going to do one day.
yeah,
like we have a booth at a flea market here in town now too, just because we could.
Yeah,
pretty much
seemed like a good deal, and we have a bunch of stuff, and so fantastic. We had helped a friend out like a year ago and bought all of her LuLaRoe clothes or something like that. Is that the name brand?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we've literally just had them, like we've had them in a crate. And so we were like, oh, that'd be a good place. Let's just put them out at the flea market. And so we have like 50 different articles of clothing or so. Yeah, left.
They're all in cute little bundles, bundled up with burlap twine.
Yeah, Sarah worked really hard to make them look pretty. And so that's just kind of a little side hustle that we were like, oh, this is a good idea. Let's just do this. And so, we got the website separated by side hustle and main hustle, and and so it's definitely something, with the how-tos and the DIYs that we want to add more fuel to it. And so again, just shout them out to us. We will show you some of the things that we have coming. Actually, I'm going to show you what we just uploaded today. So what it is it's a DIY concrete countertop, and I kind of had showed it before, I think, but we actually finally got it published today. And here it is.
This is a different picture than we showed the other day. This actually shows all three of the projects right here in one. It shows the countertop, then actually it kind of shows 4 projects because the make your own stands and stuff like that, all the galvanized pipe as well. But then our flooring and then our shiplap walls, and we have not got the trim in there yet, however.
As you can see.
Yeah. The trim and the plumbing.
So basically we have that countertop there, and what we did was we basically made a mold or a form. You can see
Minnie Mouse.
In the with out of like shelving, shelving with the basically the shelving. It's called
pantry shelving.
Yeah, basically, it's the shelving, the white shelving with the coat, basically like with the coat on it that they sell at your home improvement store. I cannot think of the name of that right this moment. Melamine, yeah, it's called melamine, and so basically what we did is we built a form out of that, and we poured the concrete that we just got like a bag of concrete, and we poured it in, and let it set, and did some other neat things to it, like made fake looking cracks on it and stuff like that to make it look like a granite countertop. And as you can see in the photo, show it one more time. And let's see. But just kind of made it look pretty neat. And this can be used for any kind of project. I didn't even have the dimensions on on the blog or anything, because it doesn't matter. It can be, you can do whatever size you want, and this specific one was made for a particular sink that we had purchased at IKEA, and so it just made it, so it can be done with any size. And so you can take literally your entire countertop for your kitchen and do it that way. And it's very, very cost effective. And, we're really excited to get that put together and get it released. Got that released today. And so we have a couple other ones that we also have coming. Like Sarah has said, you can see other projects on that one photo, but one of them is the SHIPLAP, and this is basically what we did is we took a wall in our motel rooms and made an accent wall.
Yeah, made our own SHIPLAP without the high price of it.
Yeah, so what we did with this project, and it'll be explained when we get the release the video. But what we did is we went and got 4x8 sheets, and that entire wall was about, I think, 6 4x8 sheets. Was it less than that? Maybe 4. I think it was
3 to 4.
4x8 sheets and of plywood. And we will have in there the type and stuff that we went for, but it's fairly thin, and so basically all we did is we ripped it down into equal pieces. And
project can be as cheap or as expensive as you want it to, just depending on the look that you want with it. We wanted a pretty smooth look with the plywood, so we went for a more expensive plywood than normal. Normally we just get the cheaper plywood, especially if it was going to stay a wood color. But since we were going to
Lenora.
Since we were going to paint it gray, we decided that we better get a little bit better quality on there to make it smoother, especially since we need it to be easily cleaned. You can hear them in there. And it was actually pretty, well, to me it was pretty easy, because all I had to do was tell him the idea I wanted and then he had to execute it. But it ended up framing. You can see where the 2 lines are in the middle. That frames out a queen size bed on that wall perfectly. And so it ended up looking really good with what we had going on in those rooms. Also, please excuse the light fixture. That was, I promise you it got changed to a lot better one. But that is my favorite project, and he liked it so much, we ended up doing it in the whole bathroom. And so it really worked out well, and it's a lot easier than sheetrock.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know, it's kind of easier. It's definitely, it seemed to be way cheaper. But it was, there's just so many things that go into sheetrock. You gotta put it up and make sure it's everything, is perfect, and then you gotta tape it and mud it and wait for it to dry. And there's just so many waiting for things to dry stages with sheetrock, and so it was really neat. It's definitely something. And
once you get the size of boards that you want figured out and the length of your wall and how you want the lines to match up, then it really goes smooth after that.
Yeah, and I'm so picky about perfection, and like I centered it, and so that's just sometimes sometimes I take way too long doing things because I just want things to look perfect, and especially in the motel rooms. It's important to us to make sure that we're gonna make the people happy and make our guests happy, and that they don't think that we're just trying to be lazy and whatnot. And so that's, well, we really like it.
If you guys watch the DIY concrete countertops video that we have, you can see the new light and two of the floating nightstands that go around the bed as well on the end of that video. So that's one you should check out to see some of the projects.
We're really excited. We really like the floating nightstands. Basically, it's something that we had purchased at IKEA. They were just little. I mean, they're like cubes. They were little cubes, and they're the type that you can
have the options for drawers. You can have the options to stack them. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of options with them, and nightstands just get so cluttered, and they have to be moved, and there's just sometimes they don't serve much of a purpose.
Yeah, and our rooms are just not on the huge side. Really, they're kind of somewhat small, and so we thought that it'd be a good idea to have something that floated, so it's one less thing to take up floor space. Really, make it not seem quite as small as it is,
and not be moving stuff around on the floor, so it's easier to clean. Less stuff you have to clean around and move, the faster it makes it go by.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, and eventually we'll probably be the place that has a floating bed. That sounds fun. But anyway.
We're not having some weird stuff hanging from the rafters and be supported by galvanized pipe.
Yeah.
But I'll let you go. I'm shutting up.
I don't know.
But I feel like that was his favorite of the projects that we've done so far in that room.
Yeah, it was favorite, and it was probably the most gratifying because it made a big difference. And like she said, we did the bathroom as well, the entire bathroom. And I mean, we just loved it. We really did. It was, it was a lot of work, and it goes up slow. It goes up kind of slow, but it's.
You just have to figure out how you want your lines, and if you want stuff staggered. And then, hello.
Hi, Casma Black the Bunny. Welcome to the live stream. We are talking about our DIY projects and videos. We just released one today over concrete countertops, and here is what it looks. What it looks like.
Hello, Apache Heaven Farm.
Hi.
But here is what that concrete countertop looked like that we released today.
Yeah, and this is just kind of a fun picture that shows a bunch of projects. What we basically have coming. One is the shiplap walls. Basically, it's an easy DIY shiplap walls with what we actually used was plywood and ripped it down and throw them up on the wall and painted. And then we have the floors that we're going to talk about and show some other pictures here in just a second.
We actually
made out of butcher paper and stain, and so that is going to be another video that's released. And then the different projects that we do with the galvanized pipe. But we also we was also just talking about some of the different things and different routes we take with our motel rooms, as far as, you know, making them look as neat as possible. And I just saw your comment, Eileen. Yep, no problem at all.
But my favorite is definitely our floors that we did. Like, I am super proud of those floors.
She should be. She did a lot of work on them. And it is definitely a lot of time. It's funny, as we were making them, we thought, oh, this is awesome. We can sit here, and if friends want them done, we can sit here and charge. And as we were doing it, we were like, okay, well, we'll do it for $3 a square foot. And then as we kept going,
Thank you, Black Bunny.
we decided
it took a lot of time.
Yeah, and so I think by the time we got finished, after the materials, because what we did is we actually put a coat of epoxy over the entire thing, and that it kind of started getting pretty expensive after we did that, and by the time we got done, we were like, okay, $15 a square foot. I think is where we ended. Is that which we don't have time to do stuff like that anyway. We was just.
I decided that we could do the brown butcher paper, but not the white butcher paper.
Yeah.
The brown butcher paper is easy, and you don't have to buy as expensive of a poly or as expensive of a epoxy to do the floors. Your polyurethane cost is $30 for one you can get at Lowe's for a brown one, but for a white one, to keep it white, it's $120. And so the cost goes up quite quickly with a white floor.
And the same and we run into the same problem with the epoxy as well, really. The difference in the epoxy, for the different quality of epoxy, to keep it from yellowing and stuff like that, it's insane. And actually, the epoxy, we put a final layer of epoxy over that countertop there that we showed, and it
has poly and epoxy.
Yeah,
on
it does. It has poly. First we did polyurethane, and then we were like, you know what? This isn't. I wanted a little thicker. I wanted more of a protection on it. And I was like, we have the epoxy already, so let's just throw it on there. And
it made a huge difference.
Yeah, it made it look great. And so we
do lots of research into poly and epoxies before you decide to start a project, especially if you're wanting to work with like a grayscale theme, because you're going to really want something that is non-yellowing. That is the biggest problem that we came into.
Those floors literally, if we wouldn't have got a clear epoxy, which, like she said, it was like $120 for a gallon, and if we wouldn't have got that
for poly. It was about $120 a gallon for the epoxy as well.
I was talking polyurethane, and if we wouldn't have done that, if we would have just got like a $30 gallon of polyurethane, then the entire project would be completely yellow, and that's just not really what we were going for. We wanted white, and there's a reason why this is a very common project, because it's so hard to find the
white.
Find the stuff that's okay with white.
I never found a video on the white floors, and so
we're gonna have the first one.
Yeah, it was. I found tons of videos on the brown floors, and then we also did it over concrete, and we had to pour. Of course, we had a crack in concrete. Go figure.
Yeah.
And so we had to fix the crack in the concrete and go over everything. But it was quite a challenge, and it was a big learning curve with everything on that project, and lots of dry time. Like, there was probably 3 weeks of dry time on this project. Like, it was crazy, because unlike wood floors that need to breathe, a concrete floor needs a layer of polyurethane on it to keep the moisture from coming through. It's kind of a moisture barrier. And us being that close to the river, we had to have a moisture barrier. And we tried to, we painted our floors white and then put a layer of poly on there. And if it would have, because we started out with a layer yellow,
Yeah.
we were like, oh no.
Yeah, it was a disaster, and so our loss is everyone else's gain.
Yeah.
But we started off with a cheap polyurethane because we thought, oh, that's okay, it doesn't matter, we're going to cover it up with the white butcher paper. Well,
it
took
matter,
like
guys.
2 layers. Yeah, it
does matter.
It was a disaster.
Huge.
And so it made us do like 3 times the work that we should have had to do, which, you know.
But it's an awesome project, and it's fun to do, and kids can help do it. Like, it is just,
Lenora,
she had a blast.
Yeah, I mean, her job was to crumble paper. And and you know
and
what
rip paper.
What we did
what
is,
little kid doesn't love destroying stuff?
is we took the butcher paper and ripped it into smaller pieces and crumbled it up and straightened it out and crumbled it up and straightened it out again and then stained it.
And it was a learning curve on the stain too. I found out, like, because we bought a couple different types of stain. Different colors, and one of them had a polyurethane in it, and it did not work out well because the polyurethane creates, like, it has oil in it, and it like soaks into the paper, and so you'll have the black stain, but then you'll have an oil stain around it, and so you can't use a stain with poly in it. You have to use just a plain stain. And so that was another thing that we had found out that wasn't working out too well. But we still were able to get 2 different colors of gray and a coat of black. And so we have a light gray, a medium gray, and a black color in there on our floors. But that... we could not get those colors at Lowe's, I might add. The place we had to get them was at Walmart, of all places. Lowe's was not Lowe's has 1 gray in stock, and we went to probably 4 or 5 different Lowe's around us, and they just had that 1 gray in stock, and so we went ahead and got the stain from Walmart, which was cheaper, of course, but we were just really surprised that Walmart, of all places, was where we had to get our stain.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah. And we
have a Walmart much closer than we have a Lowe's. And
yes.
So we're pretty excited on releasing that. And what else do we have? What else have we talked about?
Oh, just some barn doors for the barn and all sorts of things like that.
Yeah.
We have quite the array of... He has a quite big honey-do list, is what it is. He has a really big honey-do list. It just is whatever one he wants to get done first,
Yeah. It's a list, but it doesn't have to be in a particular order, so... I can choose whatever. I can pick and choose what I want to do next.
But sooner or later, he's going to have to do something that he's not too excited about. And it may be my table covers. But we're really excited for that. And we are... Oh, we should have got a picture of the chairs. Outside of our motel in Kansas... there are these chairs that pretty much everyone's grandma had in their backyard. These old metal chairs, and they also had double ones that were a swing. I can't even think of the name of the chairs.
There's no better description than the one that every grandma has had. But yeah, the metal, they're aluminum, I guess, or metal, whatever.
But
and they got the rounded a base.
It's a rounded
that's kind
top.
of in a
U-shaped base.
Yeah, U shape. And when you're a little kid and you get at the front of it, you fall forward and then it hits you in the back of the head. And we've all done it. And those chairs is what we inherited when we bought this motel.
But then we went up to the town museum here, and those chairs have actually been around in front of this motel since the late 70s, early 80s. And Derek is one of those people that just is not a fan of clutter or anything like that outside whatsoever. Like, he does not want those chairs there, and I think it is a really neat, awesome aesthetic to stay with, especially because we're painting them all gray to match our room themes now. But I absolutely love them.
Yeah, I am just not a fan of having chairs outside. So, there's kind of two ways to look at it at a motel. We have non-smoking rooms, so we want people to go outside and smoke. But I personally think that it looks really bad when someone, maybe a little family, pulls up to rent a room and all kinds of people are hanging outside their rooms, because it kind of makes it look like it's an apartment complex or something like that. Like, it looks like it makes it look like it's people's houses. Like, I prefer to not keep chairs outside because I don't want people hanging outside. And
my thought on it is this one's a different clientele than our other one. They've been here. They're kind of like a staple, like that. It's just what everybody recognizes in the community when they think of this motel. And
is the chairs.
Yeah. The pictures outside, how all of them have the chairs in front of them. It's really cute. All the old pictures have it. And I think it's awesome. And I think any old person that used to live here would drive by and just think it's the cutest thing ever, that it's still neat. But I think they're really good for hunters and fishermen.
I can't tell you the amount of people that drove by the place and thought, by
Derek,
golly, those
stop!
chairs.
You're being a jerk. You're being a jerk. But it's somewhere for the hunters and fishermen to sit there and take off their waders before they go into our rooms.
Yep.
And so
that right there is the sole reason that I gave in and are let us have the chairs in front of the rooms.
Also the old pictures. The old pictures got to you too.
Maybe a tiny, tiny bit.
But it's
so yeah, it's neat. It's neat, and yeah, and so that's kind of my opinion on it with the chairs. It's just sometimes it just kind of looks trashy.
But I would much rather have somebody take their soaked waders off outside than in our motel room and have to sit on the bed or have to sit on the little chairs that we have and get water and fish guts or who knows what everywhere. And so it's much better for them to be able to take something off outside and then we can hose the sidewalk off. Right? You can't take a hose to the rooms.
Nope.
Well, we actually might. No, not with the furniture. Most of the stuff. Most of the stuff in there, though. But we kind of went with that neat little theme with the metal chairs in the rooms as well, and have cute little metal gray chairs in the rooms, and so it'll tie it together real
Guys,
well.
we got a lot of stuff. Like, we got several things for the rooms from, like, as far as
IKEA,
furniture goes.
And we were surprised the quality on some of it. Like, especially for the price, we were like, wow. Our chairs were extremely affordable for there. Extremely affordable.
As far as in the rooms, like, I think we got the chairs, the table and chairs, and we also got the
1, 2, or 3 on the fishies.
Oh, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
We also got what? Okay, so the cubes, like we had said, they came from IKEA. What is our nightstands, and we got coffee mugs, but here in
As
this
of right
state,
now.
we cannot have reusable mugs in the rooms because at our property we don't have a
Three compartment sink. Yep.
Go ahead.
You're just digging around. We don't have a 3-compartment sink, and so we need to comply with health department guidelines, and there's just not room for a 3-compartment sink anywhere on the property.
Nope.
So we have cute little coffee mugs that can't go in the rooms now.
So if you're in the market for a coffee mug, no, I'm just kidding. They were like $1 or $2 at IKEA. They're really neat though. They were black. They were $4.
They were $4. They're gray.
Ah. But oh, I thought they were black.
No, they're gray.
But yeah. So what else? I think is that
No,
it? What else we
We're
get?
going to have a DIY hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. We are doing a serving tray for the rooms as well.
Well, I was talking about things we have from IKEA for the rooms.
Things we have from IKEA. Yeah, that is.
But anyway,
Did we get handles at IKEA? No.
They were at Lowe's. But yeah, we're making this little serving tray, and we have basically what it's for is for the coffee machine and the little stuff that goes with them. The coffee, the little K-cups and the stirrers and sugar and all the goodies that goes with coffee. We're not really coffee drinkers, and so we just kind of got to do our research and do what makes everyone else happy.
We are tea drinkers, though.
Yeah, sweet tea. Sweet tea is our drink. And let's see, what else?
In the rooms, I think that besides your tile, I think that's all the DIY projects.
Yeah, and the tile, obviously, it's just kind of a how-to video. It is basically what we did is we took the bathroom and redone the entire. Oh, we redid the entire bathroom. We need to show you guys a before and after photo of our bathroom. It's kind of embarrassing how bad the before looked.
Yeah.
But we'll have to get them up here and.
That's why it's before photo.
Yeah, we'll have to get it up here and show you the differences, and it's pretty neat though. But yeah, so we did tile, and that was my that was my first time to do tile, and I see why everyone pays someone else to do it, because it was exhausting, and I can't believe how much work it is. Like it's a ton of work, and it takes so long, and then you got so many times that you got to sit and wait, for things for the mortar to dry after you put the tile on, and then after you grout it, you got to let the grout dry, and it's just there's a lot of steps, and so that's kind of a how-to video we're gonna throw up there.
Also, how messy it was.
Yeah, it's really messy. But just in case anyone wants to take on that project, I mean, it saves money, and that's what we're for, that's kind of our deal, is hustling to make it get by a little bit cheaper when we can, It's what life's about.
But just having the knowledge to do it is great.
And so we will put that up and have that out there for you guys to check out if you ever decide to go down that road.
Thank you, Eileen.
She absolutely did, Eileen. It's amazing. I helped crumble some paper with Lenora. She really almost did the entire project. And even when it came to putting down putting the epoxy on the floor over all of it, she did most of it too. I did mix the epoxy though. That was my hand in that, but she's the one that she did great. She really did. Very, very impressed.
It's pretty much my favorite project. But do I want to do it again? maybe in brown. Maybe in brown. But we got 5 more rooms to go.
Yeah.
5 more rooms to go, and I told him, come to Texas and you can do my floor. I'll do it in brown. I will do it in brown. The white, I think overall with epoxy and polyurethane, those were the most expensive parts of the project, and it was about $450 for the epoxy and the polyurethane to do the floor.
Yeah.
But
and it's like
the butcher paper and the stain cost $30.
Just to kind of tell how far that goes. That $450 took us about 250 square foot. 250, yeah, about 250 square foot. So, you're almost spending twice as much. You're almost spending $2 a square foot just on the epoxy and polyurethane, and so it's definitely. It gets up there when you're dealing with white. And again, like she said, you can look at it about 25% of that price, maybe even less, if you're doing like the brown. That's kind of what we got the idea from was paper bags. Some people will do the paper bags and make.
They do
the walls.
They do all sorts of stuff out of it.
And we've seen floors done like that, right? Mm-hmm. The paper, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we got the idea. We were like, heck, let's try butcher paper, and so again, our loss and failures will help everyone else out, and so
our original thoughts on it is, I was just going to do plain. Like each square or each piece of paper that was ripped up was going to be completely gray, but then I went a different route with it, with some more white, and I think it looks cleaner that way, and it doesn't, it flows together a lot better than I think it would have.
Just a little nugget right quick, if you look over on the top of the picture, you can see my tile job.
Yeah.
We did subway tiles in there in the bathroom, and so that was something that was kind of a debate. But what's interesting is those subway tiles are pretty
user friendly.
I mean, they're great. They have built-in spacers on them, and so you don't have to put the spacers in between. And they're cheap. They're really cheap, and they look good. They really do. They are a tile that can go a long ways. And
I love the subway tile. I talked him into it.
I didn't even know honestly, I knew what they were because I've seen them before, but when she said subway tile, I'm like, I don't know, I'm like picturing a tile with a foot-long sandwich on it or something. I had no idea what she was talking about. And so it was definitely something that, once I figured out what it was, and yeah, she certainly talked me into it. But we're really happy with it, with the way that turned out as well.
He was wanting. We've also done showers with, what is that material called that you used in room 10?
FRP.
FRP. He was wanting to do FRP in the rooms, and the only reason I don't like FRP is the cleaning factor. I don't like cleaning it. It is like that ripply material.
It almost looks like popcorn, like a popcorn ceiling, and it's plastic, and it's really, it's a heavy. They're hard to handle sheets. They come in 4x8 sheets, and they're commonly used in bathrooms. Sometimes they'll use them all over the walls in like a restaurant or something in the bathrooms. And so that's what we use to go around a bathtub at the other motel, and it looks great. But like she said, a lot of our decisions are based around cleaning and how easy or hard something comes clean, and
especially because I'm the one who does it for the most part.
Yeah,
and
so that counts big time. And that was one of the reasons we went the route we did with these floors here. They are so easy to clean stuff like that, as opposed to carpet or or anything else.
And certain vinyl floors, you have to have certain coats kept on them to keep them from getting sticky or dull looking, and we just feel that this is going to be a lot easier to take care of. And the tile, and we chose darker grout with the tile because white grout, nobody can keep white grout white. And if you can, let me know how. I'm pretty sure it's lots of vinegar and magic erasers is what I would assume. But keeping...
Magic erasers is like man's best friend in the motel business because they are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It's amazing how well.
Don't go to the store and buy them though. Amazon or Wish. I'm not even kidding. You can get like 100 of them for $14 on Wish when you spend $14 on 10 of them. And we can go through 10 in a room. If we are sitting there really doing a deep clean and scrubbing tile grout and stuff like that. And so you use Amazon or Wish when you go to buy those.
Yeah, we'll need to put
erasers.
an Amazon link and do a video that kind of shows that. It says, yeah, you can get them in bulk on Amazon, and it is just
they're
it's
lifesavers.
Yeah.
Nobody can afford to use magic erasers like we do if we were buying them from Walmart or Sam's Club or anywhere like that. Like, it would put somebody out of business. Yeah. It really could.
Yeah, and they're not actually the Mr. Clean brand, right?
Yeah, no.
But they still, they're the same product.
They're a melanine foam or something along those lines. I don't know how to say that word exactly. But, and you can get different thicknesses, and to me the thickness of it doesn't matter so much because once you start scrubbing, they like disintegrate when you've used it too much, and when it's done being used in that part.
Yeah, that's when you know you've cleaned well.
Well, they're supposed to do that. Like, you're not supposed to. They're only meant to clean so long and for so much.
Guys, we have a pool table that's not currently assembled right now, but when we were at our last house in Hennessy, Lenora took a Sharpie to the wood on it. Guys, this is like a $10,000 pool table. And
He was not very
First off,
happy.
I did not pay $10,000 for the pool table. We got it from for $2,000 or $3,000, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, and this was, I can't. I was not happy.
He priced the new one, and then he got the exact same one used from someone.
Yeah,
That's what he did.
But yeah, I was not happy at all. But I could not believe that those magic erasers took that Sharpie off the wood of that pool table, and and I could not find any sign of it. Because I've heard that those magic erasers, they will kind of like
remove the finish.
Remove the finish off of stuff, and no matter which way I put the light, trying to find where the pool table was damaged, it was fine. It was completely fine, and so I can't believe how well that those magic erasers
also,
work.
If you have like really cheap paint on your walls and you scrub too hard, they will take off the paint. They will definitely take off paint. Like, it is. The one thing they will not take off is a crayon, and that is because it's a wax base and you need heat. You need heat to take off crayon.
Yeah.
But.
And then there's something else about those. I think there's some. I've heard that they're like you don't want babies to chew on them or something. Do they have like?
They have chemicals.
They have chemicals.
Anything has a chemical in it. You don't want your child sticking anything in their mouth.
So if you have magic erasers around the house,
it's like any other cleaning product.
Do not let your child teeth on them.
Like any other cleaning product, don't let your child put it in their mouth or swallow it.
Yep.
Choking hazard.
Yeah, that's probably more likely to. That's what would happen really with a little sponge. But But yeah, we've learned. It's insane how many things we've learned. How many different ways to get by better we can with getting motel supplies or buying things in bulk. I mean, our laundry detergent, more times than not, 5 gallon, unless you find a good deal at CVS or Walgreens. But 5 gallon laundry detergent, it takes you a long ways.
Yeah.
And we get a little pump. You can get those little pumps that will screw onto the top of the 5 gallon buckets, and
Amazon is my best friend.
Yeah.
Cleaning wise, and we were buying all our cleaning products and spray bottles and stuff like that, and then we finally got smart and started doing concentrates. I run over a crayon, I guess, on the road, and it was all over my wheel well. Take a hairdryer to it and a dry rag. If it is wax base, take a hairdryer to it and a dry rag, and it'll heat up.
I'm just trying to picture this. Like it's just
that or one of those wax melt things. There's a couple different things.
No, I'm trying just the situation that I ran over a crayon.
But
I wonder what else it could be. What else could it have been that's colored wax that you could have ran over?
The wax melts for like Scentsy and stuff like that, and then the pink zebra has wax melts as well.
Yeah.
Like there's.
Are you sure you didn't run over a Scentsy?
What was it? Oh, the pumps. We bought a 5-gallon concentrate of Simple Green. Yes, 5 gallons of concentrate, and it takes like
years.
It's not even like half a cup to a 5-gallon bucket.
Like we have a lifetime supply of Simple Green.
It is like half a cup, not even kidding, to a 5-gallon bucket, and we have 5 gallons of this concentrate. It is, and we go through 5 gallons of maybe 10 gallons of concentrate a year, and so we go through a cup of this 5-gallon deal a year, and it is, like he said, going to last us forever. Absolutely forever.
Yeah. And then we do the
Pine Sol and concentrate, yeah. Lysol and concentrate. It was a crayon. I found the paper and the thread.
What color was it?
But it is just, it is amazing. If you guys have room, but the sun is so hot it came off, I bet. The yellow. It was yellow. At least it wasn't orange. But where was I going? If you guys have room for 5-gallon buckets and to do concentrates, you will be surprised how much money it will save in cleaning products. Just it is absolutely crazy the amount of money that it saves. It saves us thousands, literally. Like, we could go spend $100 on cleaning products and need to go buy another $100 next week, and at the other motel. And it was crazy, absolutely crazy how much we were spending to go through stuff. Bleach is another thing to buy in bulk. However, our trick to that is bleach is bleach, guys. Like, cheap bleach versus good bleach. The only thing that we like about the expensive Clorox bleach is that they have a splashless one. And I wear black a lot, especially black leggings. So that is something. But the cheap bleach is the same. Just make sure it is the same type of concentrate as what you're already buying. But you can go to the dollar store and buy it, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and as long as it's the same concentrate, it's going to work just the same. I'm trying to think of what else we buy in bulk right now. The magic erasers are cleaning and concentrates.
Mm-hmm.
But Like 5 gallons.
Well, and some things we
Yeah.
buy at. Some things it's most cost effective to buy on Amazon, and some things it's Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
We buy what? There's a main. It's air freshener, right? Is that what it is? Yeah.
Air freshener. We buy the one that is like the natural essential oils one, just less chemicals. But it's the name brand one at Dollar Tree, and that's something that we always buy at Dollar Tree along with the bleach. And OxyClean now, we have found that you just have to buy OxyClean. There's no substitute for OxyClean. You really got to buy the name brand on that. Like, it is well worth the money because it will save your towels in the end.
Yeah.
Definitely save your towels in the end.
What else? Is that all we get at Dollar Tree?
I think so, for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a few other smaller things, but they're not like bulk
System,
projects. Yeah.
Hmm.
Guys, it is craft projects. Dollar Tree is your best friend. It is. It really is.
Or if you're heading to Disney World.
It is your best friend.
Yeah. It's we actually wrote a blog on our website about basically money saving
The different
hacks
things to get
that
a
you can
Dollar
get at
Tree.
Dollar Tree. I mean, that's basically what it revolves around. You know, all those
Little fans, the ponchos, all the little trinket things that you end up forgetting but have to buy at Disney World for $10, $15 a piece. You can get for $1.
The little glow sticks and glow necklaces and bracelets and stuff, you can get like an 8-pack at Dollar Tree. And, I mean, obviously they're $1. I mean, they cost so much. And it's not just Disney World, it's any amusement park. Anywhere you go, anytime, 4th of July, I think that's, it's definitely some hacks there for that. But yeah, Dollar Tree is it can be your best friend and your worst enemy, because sometimes
you let your wife loose.
We have to like put a timer on Dollar Tree sometimes.
Oh, Woolsey. Guys, I'm lactose intolerant, and I had to run, or like, I didn't have to. I tooted in one aisle and went off to another aisle, and it lingered, and this poor old lady about died when she walked through it, is what Dustin's talking about, okay? So he is saying it is not safe if I have had cheese, and that is correct. Yeah. Lactose pills are not. It is not safe whatsoever. But not safe. And you're not safe in the car either. But that's why I have a special diet now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But gluten and dairy are two of the
guys,
things.
Wouldn't that be rough? I mean, I
can't eat eggs either. So gluten, dairy, eggs, guys, like it's. My husband's having a really, really hard time with it. He is having a worse time than I am, because he's like, you purposely make food I hate.
And that's exactly how I say it too.
Yes. He definitely thinks I purposely make food he hates. And I'm like, I just want to make one meal and not 3.
It's hard. Usually we... Probably 2 out of 3 times we eat separately because of that reason,
He is so picky, guys. So picky.
Guys,
meat, bread, potatoes.
Guys,
meat, bread, potatoes, no veggies.
If you don't already do it, try taking gluten, dairy, and eggs out of your life for a meal. 1 meal. Just do it for 1 meal. And there's not much left that's good. And so yeah, it's she's right. I'm having a tough time. So 1 out of 3 meals usually she she makes, and it's those type of meals. And
1 out of 3 meals he may find edible.
Yeah, and it's, well, no, 1 out of 3 meals I have to find edible. That's what it is.
Oh my goodness.
Because I can do my own thing, and it's not like we don't every 3 meals we make, it's not like that. But I would say that's about how it comes out. Is I usually do my own thing on 2 meals, and then she does something for all of us on 1. And but
I cook 3 different things for 1 meal for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's usually the one he's happy with, when he gets exactly what he wants, and then our 3-year-old gets exactly what she wants, and then I pick and choose.
But it's definitely changed. It's definitely changed our life, and it's all pretty new. I mean, she just got diagnosed with the guttate psoriasis, and
I just want to point out, I've always, since I was 16, I've had like these stomach allergies, like it's an intestinal thing. I just never really, for a little bit, I followed a really strict diet with it, but come on guys, like who doesn't love warm biscuits, and who doesn't love some cheese fries and stuff like that? I will say with the lactose intolerance, it is a lactose intolerance, not a protein allergy. And so the plus side is I can have cheddar cheeses. So that is a huge, huge deal, is I can have cheddar cheeses. And so that makes life just a little bit easier on him.
Yeah, and so as long as the French fries are gluten-free, we can have cheese fries.
Yep. And it sounds silly for gluten-free fries, because who would think that fries have gluten in them? But most places have gluten in their fries, or they are fried with other things that have gluten in them. Most places that have the yummy fries actually have a type of breaded French fry, and so can't have them. And so it's tough to eat out. It really is.
Yeah, and
it's stressful.
And can you imagine going through the rest of your life and not getting to eat Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits?
That is his thing, guys, is those Red Lobster biscuits.
Well, and like, she's not a big Red Lobster fan.
I
like shrimp, and she doesn't like seafood. And so that was always like, that was how we still got to eat there sometimes, is because she loved the Cheddar Bay biscuits. Well, guess what? Now she's not eating gluten. Guess who doesn't get to go to Red Lobster anymore?
And there's, like...
Me.
And most people don't realize that a lot of meats have gluten preservatives in them. Tons of meats have gluten preservatives. Even your hamburger that you're buying at the grocery store can have a gluten preservative in it. And so it gets pretty touchy. The grocery store is not a fun place. He hated it before, but now when I have to spend 2 minutes reading the back of a bottle for something, it makes it 10 times worse on him.
On the bright side, though, a lot of gluten... Okay, first off, gluten things are way more expensive. But a lot of them revolve around through... They start getting close to expiration, and they're cheap. They're on clearance. And so that's a really good deal. And actually, there is a Amish. So we live like 3 miles from an Amish community, and they have a grocery store. And their type of grocery store is like, they get.
Hand me that box.
They get like near expired and expired food, which, I mean. Some things it doesn't matter if it's expired, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And so they, that's their stuff, is for the most part older stuff and damaged boxes and stuff. I don't know where all their stuff comes from, but it's
damaged boxes. It's mainly damaged boxes near expired. They're just not so good at clearing off their shelves sometimes, is what the expired stuff is. But then they have all their staples, sugar, flour, all those different types of things, molasses.
And a lot of them are done there locally with the other families. Like, you can get a jar of pretty much any type of cooking ingredient like you can think of. And so it's a really neat little store, and we can go in there and fill up an entire basket full of stuff, a shopping cart, and usually,
$50.
I
It's
mean,
always
we've never
under
spent that
$50.
much. I think it's usually like
46 is the
okay.
highest we've ever spent.
And so, but anyway, what I'm getting at is they have tons of gluten-free stuff, which is
this
fantastic.
is an example right here of these gluten-free crackers. They were 50 cents at the grocery store. And you just...
Yeah, those don't cost 50 cents at Walmart.
No, so I've gotten to try a lot of different gluten-free things because I'm so apprehensive about spending $6 on something that I'm going to take one bite of and not want to eat, because I don't like throwing money down the drain. But I will definitely spend 50 cents 50 cents on something to see if I like it or not. And they have a bunch of the box meals and stuff like that where you just like add meat, and I would say at least 50% of them are gluten-free. And so it's like we get to try these meals for $1 and that are gluten-free meals, and it's been really awesome going out there.
I don't have any allergies that I'm aware of. Now, and it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, it's more important, you know, her health is more important than anything, and so we will be just fine. But anyways,
bread is an issue.
Bread is an issue, yeah.
I am a breadaholic. That has been rough, really, really rough. And the only gluten-free bread that I think I have liked is that the Udi's pizza crust. I think Pizza Hut has it, and it was good. And then the Schar, Schar bread is okay, but you have to heat it up first. The Udi's, it's okay, but it's tiny little buns, and you have to pay like an extra $1.50 more at Schlotsky's.
Guys, the day that Subway starts having gluten-free bread, we will go broke.
Yeah, I love Subway.
Fact.
Love Subway.
But anyways, so she finds out right about the time. I mean, I think we started our channel really like a year ago, but we never touched it, never did anything at all until like March. And so right about March, when we started uploading videos and started trying to network and stuff.
It was in April.
Yeah, April. Okay.
Beginning of April.
She got diagnosed with her gut-tape psoriasis, and we were like we.
Well, it was April where I started coming up with all the spots, and it was about 2 months later when I finally got diagnosed with it, because we just kept going to doctor after doctor because it was just getting worse, and everyone's like at the beginning was like, oh, it's just allergic reaction, and had 2 different doctors tell me that, and then it was just kept going from there. But it's awful.
And so
I never knew. Like, I was like, oh, it's just a skin rash that somebody has. Like, I had totally underestimated how miserable it could make somebody feel. Totally underestimated it. Like, because I know plenty of people who have had it, but I just totally underestimated, because it's an autoimmune disorder, disease, or something along those lines. And it's just, I couldn't believe the effects that it has on your body, along with the psoriatic arthritis that I have with it. And so it's just, I feel bad for not taking it serious when anybody else has told me about it.
And the big thing is, and that's why we were talking about our diet, is it's said by some that it can affect your psoriasis, and maybe it's what caused her to have a flare-up, because at this point in her life she had never actually had a flare-up in regards to what the definition for her is. And so that was why we started taking her diet a little more serious, because she has had these allergies, and outside of egg, which will literally suffocate her, she's always ate everything else. Yeah. And so now,
and I don't have a EpiPen because all of them were intestinal problems, and the egg is developing into a true allergy. The only thing that I eat anymore that has any sort of egg in it is a mayo. Mayo is the bad one because I need to find a mayo that doesn't have egg in it. I just have not done research on it yet. But, like, there was something, I think it's like egg whites or something like that, in Olive Garden's dressing. And our first date, guys.
Guys. First time. I mean, this is our first date, like number one, okay? And we're at Olive Garden, and she's like across the table from me, dying over eggs pieces in her salad dressing. And
I just look at him and I'm like, get me Benadryl. And he is like, no, I'm going to take you to the hospital. I'm like, just get me Benadryl. Just take me to the gas station. Let's get some Benadryl. And I have not been without Benadryl since, guys. It is in my purse, in the glove box, in the center console. Like, we have Benadryl everywhere. But
guys, she snorted the Benadryl. First date. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What? Who is this woman? What am I doing with my life?" Oh my Lord.
Vegan mayo. Yeah, vegan mayo would probably do it. But you can't swallow it when your throat is like swollen shut. You can't swallow it. And that was only like the third time I've ever had that type of reaction to it. Now I just pretty much fully avoid it except for mayo. And like, I know, like, when I eat mayo, like, I take a Benadryl beforehand or a Benadryl just minutes after I eat because my throat's already, like, it gets hard to swallow through like the eating process, like, and I'm stupid for still eating it. I really am. But I really like mayo, guys. Really like mayo.
Well, back to the
Now that I feel horrible about abusing my body, I'm going to look up vegan mayo.
back to the DIY projects. Does anybody have any how-tos or something that they're like, I would love to do that, but I don't know how to do it? I bet I know how. So let us know. Drop it in the comments if you're watching this later, or drop it in the live chat if you're watching it now, and we will put a video together about it and let you know. But again, we have a lot in the pipeline, and so we'll be getting those out here, and we're really excited about it. It's going to be our Friday gig, and the reason we do it Friday is because we figure that Saturday might be a day off, and you can do them yourselves.
Yeah.
The next day. So get educated on it Friday, and then bam, you got
a project on Saturday.
You got a new concrete countertop on Saturday, or whatever. But
and we're also looking into doing a small little Route 66 travel series of neat things that we found on Route 66 and neat things around us on Route 66. So that is probably something to come on our travel days on Wednesday.
Yep.
But there's not much of the Route 66 in Kansas, I may say.
Yeah, I think there's only like 15 miles of Route 66 in Kansas, and we are, what did I say the other day? 13 miles as the crow flies from it.
20 miles in two different directions from it. 20 miles to part of Oklahoma's and 20 miles to part of Kansas's.
Well, actually, in Oklahoma, we can get to it in 17 miles.
17.
Yeah. So we're not we're not too terribly far from it, but we're just kind of just enough off as far as marketing. I mean, we're going to try to market our stuff as far as our motel and when we get our event center open and stuff like that. It's definitely something we go for, but it's just a kind of off of it, But let us know if you have traveled Route 66, and put them in the comments, and we will tell us a part that you thought was really neat, and we will check it out and do something about it.
Vegan because no meat or dairy, and how to drive without hands. Goodness. But they also have like Route 66 apps, and they have them in like different languages and stuff like that. So like people from different countries that are coming to go down Route 66 and do that whole American experience deal, we were looking into trying to get on some of those apps and see if we could be a quick jog off Route 66. The furthest thing that anybody has off of Route 66 on there is about 15 miles. So I don't know if that's their rule or what it is, but I know we've been scouring some Route 66 apps here lately, trying to figure out a marketing strategy for our motel, because it's a small town and we want more people to come through. And I've seen 66 stuff in Houston.
Well, Route 66 is nowhere near Houston. But yeah, I mean, it can be. And what she's talking about is like these different travel apps and saying, oh, look, this hotel, like a list of hotels or something. And as far as that, she's talking about trying to get us on those kind of websites and stuff like that. And we just don't know if they're going to accept us, being a few miles off the route. And what's funny is the route actually, it just kind of like it just as easily, because we can go straight south and hit Route 66, and then we can also go straight east and hit Route 66. And so basically what it does is it just goes, it just goes another direction. It could just as easily go by our motel, but it does not. And
it makes an odd little jog. Like,
yeah,
we've thought it was on Route 66 plenty of times, or just not paying attention to signs. That's real easy to get off that jog.
It does so many different things. It's crazy. But yeah, and so I told her that my goal is to make the famous Chetopa, Kansas Route 66 alternate route, and we will be the reason that people skip Miami, Oklahoma.
He's silly.
Hey,
but it's a marketing strategy just to try and get more people into the town, more people buying stuff from the businesses, and just trying to help the town out.
Yeah, and it doesn't just help us, I mean, it's everyone. And it really is a pretty part of the country and pretty destination. The river is just absolutely gorgeous, and the parks that are around it and stuff. This little town has 3 parks on the river, and they're just, they're really neat. And you can camp at them. You can hook up.
Camp at 2 of them.
Yeah, you can camp at 2 of them and bring your RV, and they got electricity and water, and so it's a really neat place to camp, and it's really popular during fishing season, especially during spoonbill season, and then they got obviously the catfishing that's lasts the whole year, but obviously there's the seasons that's the best for that, but
I was gonna do the fish.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do. Okay. But here is some fish that were caught this year. Basically, there is our motel is probably about 600 foot from the water, and between us is this building that this picture is taken at, and this is called Riverside Sporting Goods, which is one of the businesses there. And what's cool is I mean, it's insane the size of catfish that they're pulling out of this river. I mean, they're like flirting with state records every weekend, it seems like, if not breaking them. But they also, and I don't know why I didn't put a picture on here of the spoonbill, but we'll get them on here another time probably. But the spoonbill are obviously snagged, and but it really is an awesome destination for the fishermen. But so it's it's not like it's, oh, who would want to go through that town? In regards to my Chetopa, Kansas Route 66 alternate route.
We are also the catfish and pecan capital of the state. I think we're the only city that is double.
There's two capitals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's.
Yeah.
Claim to fame.
The city office has a giant catfish. Has a giant catfish, not like a giant catfish, but like a reel and a rod and reel, and then a catfish, on the deal. But we had talked about having something big to bring people here, and well, everywhere's got the world's largest this or whatever, and I think a lot of it's not really a destination, but it's more of a,
if you're driving by
if you drive by it, you might stop and take a picture, which kind of we already have that with the mill, because it's,
when you look at the hashtag Chetopa, the mill is the most common thing that you find.
Yeah.
And we're really wanting to keep the aesthetic of the outside of
literally,
it
if you do that, like she said, if you hashtag Chetopa, which is where we're at, it is this mill that we have next door is it's like all the pictures. I mean, that's what all the hashtags are, is because of that mill. And so there really is. There's reasons to come through here, and there's not a lot of neat little stores.
It's a historical site, Kansas historical site as well, and we're
gonna have to get you guys some pictures of that. It's pretty cool, and
we're not doing them, but we got them to consider doing little wooden fish as our room keys and putting numbers on them. But I think we're going to do a different route with leather, correct?
Yeah, or the license plate numbers.
License plates.
Yeah, there's so many neat little things you can do with room key tags. But yeah, we're thinking either the fish or doing the leather. When we had went to Disney World last time, I had got a room key tag thing that I had got at the Hollywood Tower Hotel. And basically, I don't know if it's actually made of leather or what it is, fake leather, whatever. But it's really neat. And we've had it, I mean, I don't remember.
2 years?
I don't know if it was the last time we went, but yeah, we've had it for like 2 years. And so that's a route. I kind of want to try to go that route with it. Do something leather like that, and then put something on the back that says, if you feel the need to take it, at least leave the key or something like that, just to let people know that, hey, this is mine to keep. And obviously it's free advertisement for us when it's someone's keychain. And so we were thinking about going that route, or we've seen people take license plates and how they like cut out the different numbers
and letters and stuff like that.
And we just thought it'd be cool to do like the room numbers specifically, and kind of sand them, round the edges and stuff, and make them safe.
Saviors of Rust here in town.
Yeah.
And
that's something they actually sell those.
Yeah,
and
Saviors of Rust sells them here in town, and so they're real neat. But then we could just have the numbers on there, and it's a fun, quirky little way to have the room numbers and kind of incorporate Route 66 type of theme into it.
And eventually we're going to do we'll eventually do a video down the line, kind of showing how awesome this place is. And some of the businesses and stuff. It goes along Interstate 40.
January 9th, 2018 is when you got it. Okay, so it's been a year and a half.
Oh. That's right. It goes along Interstate 40 till OKC, then 44 the rest of the way for a general lookup on a map without zooming in on 66 in particular. Yes, that is correct. I mean, basically, I think it starts or ends at Chicago, whichever way you look at it. Goes across Illinois, goes across Missouri, hits the corner of Kansas, across Oklahoma, New Mexico. I think part of it's in Texas.
Guys, that long
Arizona.
message that Dustin typed about Route 66 is like one of the longest messages you will ever see him write. He absolutely hates typing or texting. Like, it is not his deal. He is like, I will call you. And so that is why you will see me answer the phone sometimes, is because he is like, I am not typing all that out. He is like, I'm not doing it.
And then Arizona, and then California. And I think it ends in like San Diego or LA, or starts, whichever way you look at it. And so eventually we will take that.
Yeah.
Eventually. We're always like,
let's take it this time, and we're like, oh,
oh yeah, that's right. We need to get to California in a day, not a week.
Yeah. We got 24 hours, guys. Let's go. And that's about how long it takes without potty breaks. Yeah. And we need potty breaks because we have a 3-year-old
and a wife.
It is the 3-year-old. It is Lenora. It is definitely Lenora. Yes, it was built to straighten out Route 66. And too bad it doesn't come too close to here.
Yeah.
But Route 66 does do a lot of little jogs. It goes through so much. And our first Route 66 deal, I believe, we're going to put out is about the blue whale, famous blue whale. And so that'll be one of our first deals that we put out on Route 66. And then we're going to cover all of Kansas, all like 50 miles of it, to start out with, and then we'll start doing some Route 66 in Oklahoma. It's not? I think it is.
It's like 12 miles.
Really?
Yeah, it's like not much at all. If it went through Chetopa, it would be like 30 miles. It'd be like 30 miles if it went through Chetopa, but I don't think it's hardly any in Kansas. I think it's like 12 miles. But anyways,
I am Googling it.
That's probably a hard thing to Google, honestly. Maybe you might have trouble finding that answer.
Wow, you were right. It is 12 miles.
Is it really 12?
No, it's not 12. It's 13.
Surely it's not actually 12. I was just a guess.
13 miles.
I mean, I was just kind of picturing in my head where it goes from and to, and I wasn't sure exactly how far it was. But.
It says 13 miles. I keep saying 12 because that's what you said. Man, I thought it was a lot more than that. I thought it was about 50.
And if there's anybody that is like into adventures, R5 adventures. No, for real. So every time we go to Walmart, we drive through, which is 10 miles away, 10 to 12 miles away. We drive through Pitcher, Oklahoma, okay? And I mean, that's literally on our route to Walmart, to the closest Walmart. And so I don't know how easy it is to explore that town, but what it is, if anyone is not aware, probably no one is aware, it is a present-day ghost town. It is a city that...
it was owned by Pitcher Lead Company. And then it says, if that tells you anything.
So basically, it was a lead mining
It's America's Toxic
town.
Ghost Town.
So yeah, look it up.
Described.
Pitcher, Pitcher, Oklahoma. Anyways, maybe sometime someone that is wanting to do an adventure there can come hang out and stay at our place, our motel, and go and do your adventure at Pitcher and make some awesome content, because it's something like, there's not too much stuff out there, and it might be because you're not allowed there. I'm not really sure. I don't really know what's going on there, but there's not much content, and we drive through it every day, every other day, once a week.
Not every day.
Once a week, once every 2 weeks maybe, I don't know. But we drive through it, and it's just always like, God, this is so
First time we drove
weird.
through it, we were all excited, and it's pretty neat with the...
And it gets more and more boring every time.
It has the neat roadblocks and like government property everywhere and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason no one is there.
No, the town itself, there is a like fireman training facility, I believe is what it is, and you can still see a bunch of the old mounds and stuff like that from the road, but you can actually drive down part of the town.
So
we just haven't explored.
Legend has it.
Legend has it.
I'm sorry. Legend has it that
dramatic.
The town was an old lead mine, and it is an old lead mining town. And legend has it that the lead was contaminating everything, soil, air, and
it's called chat piles.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to get to. He always interrupts me before I get to the good stuff. The air is getting contaminated and stuff, and so basically it was deemed unhealthy, and so everyone had to leave the town. And then people, refused to leave, and then after like the first time that they were forced to remove or like told that they needed to leave, there was a tornado that like wiped half the town out, wiped the town out. And so it's like just one of those not very good luck towns, I guess.
The federal government bought out people for them to move, and then this is back from 2014, but in 2014 the population was only 10. And it included a pharmacist.
I think the population is 0 now, because from what I've heard is that last tornado forced everyone else out, and so it's kind of, and I'm just, sometimes you read these things about it's only in Kansas because flatter than Arkansas.
Yep.
Yep. That makes sense.
Arkansas is awful. I get sick. Me and Lenora always get sick when we go through Arkansas.
Hey, thanks for dropping that link on Pitcher. That's neat. So anyone can click on that if they want to learn a little bit about that area. But so anyway, so there's these chat piles, and they're just like mounds of what looks like char. That are all over the town. I mean, just all the way around everywhere, and they're cute. I mean, they look like little mountains, and I guess it was it was a result of the lead mining, and so apparently that's what they say is that these chat piles is what's contaminating things, and that I guess that's why people that live there got sick and stuff like that. But definitely a neat place. Seems like a neat place to explore. So just let us know. We can make that happen, or assist you in making that happen.
What DIY are we going to?
I know we keep getting off
next?
of DIYs, aren't we?
I think the DIY that we'll probably show next is probably the shiplap or the floor for sure. Then we're working on one about the galvanized pipe.
Yeah, I would like to do the flooring next. I feel like that it is. I mean, like we said, you know, it kind of seems like not much out there. We should probably get that out there. So that will be, so basically DIY on the flooring on next Friday, so a week from today. Don't really know, you know, we have a few choices on our content for Monday, which is real estate investing and the, you know, the motel.
Hustles.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. It's about our main hustles. And so we got a few choices. We're not really sure exactly, but we will belt it out at 6 p.m. on Monday. And
guys, you always want to have more than one stream of income. Only one stream of income. If something happens with that, then you're just kind of SOL, unfortunately. You always want to make sure that you have multiple streams of income coming in, especially as being self-employed, I guess is how you would say it.
yeah,
Entrepreneur, self-employed, however you would like to word that, but make sure you have multiple streams of income, whether it be your just real estate or the motel or an apartment complex. Like, there's so many different ways to have different streams of income with just those.
and so that's why we have our main hustles and our side hustles.
Yeah.
And never put all your eggs in one basket and always have 3 months of income. Yes, great statement. That's absolutely true. And the thing is, and it's not just streams of income, it's streams of everything. For those of you that are like
on
networking, those of you that are networking and stuff and trying to build your websites and like ours is, you know, like we said, ours is the atypicalhustlers.com. And so it's so important. Like, everyone should go over to our website and register and basically
fill out for our newsletter.
Basically, we have a newsletter and we and we do newsletters on offers and stuff like that. And get on there because YouTube might not be here someday.
Or we may get kicked off of YouTube tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, it might not always be here for all of us. And it's something for all of you networking to definitely think about because it's not here forever.
Yeah.
It probably is going to be here forever. But you never know. I mean, you never know. And so if you have a following that is you
want to make sure that you have at least an email list, because at least that email list is yours. It is not YouTube's email list, because you could have 100,000 followers and then they deactivate your account the next day and then you have no outreach. But if you still have your email list, then you still have some sort of outreach, and you can email everybody, tell them, hey, thank you, my loyal fans, follow me on this now, whatever you need to, and you can still have that following. And so it is extremely important to make sure that you have multiple forms of income, in this case for most people, for YouTubers, because if they just delete your account, you are back at square one the next day without an income on that.
And that's why we're really trying hard to expand and to have a social network, several different social networks. That way we can capture people and, on everything, because something might disappear tomorrow, and at least if it does, we have other things, and we're trying to expand and if YouTube disappeared tomorrow, then tomorrow we'll go live on Facebook, and so you see it so many times. I mean, I don't know what the reason for people's pages getting deactivated is. I mean, maybe they were doing something wrong, maybe they wasn't doing something wrong, but it happens, and I just can't imagine. We was talking about it, R5. We was talking about with R5 the other day about how just demoralizing it would be to have to start your page all over. because it's a lot of work. And so, you know, it's definitely something that we don't.
Definitely
none of us
try
do.
and get an email capture in there, guys. Like, an email capture is so important because that is yours. Like, that you have everybody's email, you can directly contact them, and you can give them an option if they just want a minimal amount of information or if they want your newsletter. Like, you can give them all sorts of options with your email and have different email lists. But at least have an email list to where if something happens, you can still get a hold of your followers and still inform them of your content and just still keep your business afloat. Because that's what social media and YouTube is for a lot of people, is it's their business. And so it's beyond important to do that. Beyond important.
Yeah. And it's insane how much these platforms affect us all and affect our businesses, you know. I mean, there's so many businesses out there that, I mean, they solely their entire business is Facebook. I mean, if you take Facebook out of the equation, then they're not putting food on the table, you know. And that's why it's so important, because
if you only have one business, make sure you have multiple ways to market that business. Yeah. And multiple streams, multiple ways to keep that income coming in if it is only one business.
Gotta hustle.
Yeah.
Gotta hustle. It's important.
Yeah. And also, if you guys have multiple side businesses and you're just like, I don't have time for anything, it is time to check and see where you are getting the most money for your time. Like, do you only have to spend 30 minutes on this and then you get a paycheck at the end of the month for it? Or are you putting in 40 hours a week and you're not getting anything out of it? I know with social media you kind of have to start out that way, but you always need to look at where you're putting your time and where you're getting the most money for your time and what is going to be most valuable to you and what is going to be the biggest asset for your business. And we feel that social media in every form is a huge asset for all of our businesses, especially motel-wise. Like, literally, motels go off of reviews. Like, that is how we decide if we're going to stay somewhere. An Airbnb, if we go and we see, it can have like great remarks, be awesome price, but then we go on there and we see how a host is sitting here replying to the one negative comment they have, being attacking the person and being demoralizing. We won't stay there, because like that's how much social media and the internet affect, and then be verbally attacked because the host did something wrong.
Yeah, and that's something. Anyone who has any kind of business anybody that has any sort of business that has anything to do with reviews, make sure you be careful the way you respond to those reviews. It's really important to.
And it's rough not to sit there and be like, you're a bold-faced liar, on certain things. It really is. It is tough, but because you have pride. To bite your tongue.
You have pride, and it's hard. It really is hard. If someone writes a review and says that you can use your example. The toilet was broken and the manager wouldn't fix it. Well. What?
Or wouldn't switch your rooms or something along those lines.
They may have also asked us. They may have let us know about it, and we may have told them. We may have tried to fix it, and they said that they didn't want us in their room. And so it's kind of hard, because the thing is, people want their privacy, and and they might say, hey, the toilet's broken, but I don't want you fixing it, and it's fine. Usually for us, we feel like that's probably not going to affect our review. But then if they go and put a 1-star review and say, we had the toilet messed up and it's just a really crappy place or something like that, then it makes it really difficult on us, because all we want to do is be like, listen, we told you we would come and fix it. You told us you didn't want us in the room, and so and it makes you, it really does make you look bad as a business to respond
hatefully in any sort of way, like or defensive in any sort of way. All you can do is apologize and say that you're going to get the situation fixed.
Yeah.
And
tell them that it's disappointing to us as owners that that you checked into a room that wasn't perfect or something like that, and that we have already got it fixed, and we apologize and make sure, sometimes we're even like, give us a call at the motel and we will do what we can to
remedy the situation.
Yeah, because another thing is sometimes we will like offer people money back, and we'll give them. Sometimes we'll give them, maybe a night's stay, or at least comp them half of a night or something. But we don't really want to put it on the reviews, because
you don't want somebody writing a crappy review just for money.
Yeah, just because they think they'll get a free night.
Yeah.
And so we always kind of got to go that route with it, and
always watch what you say. But like reviews, anybody who is on a review basis, it is highly important to respond respectfully to reviews. And to respond to all reviews, positive and negative. Like, you can't just sit here and reply to the negative ones. You need to reply to every review and let every person know that they're important, because that is really going to show somebody or a customer coming back, oh wow, they value my opinion, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
And you really want to show everybody that their opinion is valued, whether they have a negative comment or a positive comment or a neutral comment. Like, just got here, looks like a good place, however, I haven't walked in the room yet. Like, on our Sleepmore Lodge, somebody turned around in our parking lot the other day and I think gave us like a 3-star review, said that they were a nice place and the place looks nice, but haven't stayed here yet. You still need to leave that person a awesome comment, because you want to come back. Even if they just turned around in your parking lot, you want everybody to have a great experience.
It sucks that they put a 3-star review for something like that. It really does. But you know what? Maybe we'll get them. Maybe we'll get them back. Because the way that Google works, the reviews, is you can re-review. Yeah. And so you can change your review. And so, our goal is the next time they're through to get them to stay with us, and then maybe they'll upgrade that 3 to a 5. And you're never gonna win if you say, "Wow, you suck! I can't believe you left us a 3-star review. You haven't even stayed here." Like, there's never a way to win that.
And it may have been a 4-star or something like that, but it was just one of those reviews, and it's something that you can't help. And on Google's the worst. TripAdvisor, you can at least sit here and be like, hey, this is a fake review. Can you remove this? Like, if something is totally off. But Google works on a point system for your reviews. And they offer people trips and incentives if they do so many reviews and write so many words. Like, we try and review places, and like, Google offered us a trip. Hello, Jelly Duck. How are you?
Hey, Jelly Duck 100. We are really happy to see you. We sure missed you a couple nights ago because we couldn't get online. That was very frustrating. But we finally got it figured out. We was having serious trouble with the OBS. But just wanted to say thanks for coming in. Yeah. Thanks for putting up with us the other night. Go ahead.
But it was... Where was I going?
I don't know.
Google works on a point system, and we were even offered like a trip to Las Vegas if we did so many more reviews within a certain amount of time. And it's like, you can't always trust Google reviews because of that. And you can't remove fake reviews. Google is one that is really hard to sit here and make sure only real reviews are on your stream or on your page. Yeah. And so Google is tough. Google is really tough.
It's kind of disappointing the way that they do it.
And the way that they offer incentives for more reviews as well, like,
because then people are going through, just as they pass places on the highway, they're checking into it, even though they're not actually.
And you don't even have to check into them.
Like, yeah. And
you can leave a comment anywhere in the world.
Well,
and leave
they get
a
more
comment.
points if they're there.
Yeah.
And so they'll just, but yeah, they can sit at home and do it. Anybody can review any business anytime. And that's, that's kind of frustrating. The good thing is that's what sucks with Google. But the good thing is, as far as the motels are concerned, we have them on like Booking.com and Hotels.com or Expedia and Airbnb, and those are designed to where you only get to leave a review if you've stayed there. And so that definitely weeds out the fake reviews.
So take reviews from those more seriously than you do a Google review. Like that is huge for any place. Like if it's a food, do not take reviews from Yelp, guys. Yelp is the worst possible place you could ever take a review from. Like pretty much you have to pay them if you want to have the good reviews show up. Yelp is a total scam.
So the way that Yelp works is they basically, if you've never claimed your Yelp account or claimed your business, what it does is it just shows bad reviews. So it pulls the reviews from TripAdvisor and Google and Expedia or whatever it can pull reviews from, and it shows all of the worst ones. Well, what you have to do and what they want you to do is to claim your business and have a subscription and pay them. And so basically what you're having to do is you're having to pay for your good reviews to show up, is what it is. And that's ridiculous. I mean, that is just ridiculous. And so be really careful when you're looking at places, and be careful with Yelp, because don't base it off of that, because really what you're basing it off of is if this business is paying to have their bad reviews shut up, and if this business isn't paying to do it.
Yeah.
And
we would have eaten at our favorite taco place in St. Louis if it was for Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
And it says like it's the worst in town, but they are amazing.
Yeah, they're great. And I'm sure a lot of what you guys are thinking is, well, why don't you just pay Yelp? And it's just like we
shouldn't have to pay it.
Yeah, we gotta watch our our P's and Q's. I mean, we can't waste money in stupid places. And I don't think that it's not even like up there. There's so many things in between that and the top of the screen on Google. It's unless you just straight up have a Yelp app and that's what you rely on, and that's what this is for. That's what us explaining this is, to educate you on that. And if it's not claimed and you're not paying Yelp, then you're not getting good reviews shown.
No. But we have definitely learned a lot about that here in the past 6 months or so, on just all of a lot in the last 3 years on Expedia and all these other partners where we have our motels listed, and then learning about the reviews. And we created a Google account to sit here and do the reviews ourselves, because we were like, what is going on? How does this work? And literally, like I said, within the first couple of months of us traveling, we got an offer to go to Las Vegas, all expenses paid type of deal, if we did so many more reviews. And that was just really upsetting to me. Yeah, it's a neat incentive, but it's an incentive to where you're making people lie about other people's businesses. And I didn't appreciate that. As a business owner myself, and knowing how hard it is to rebound from a bad review. It is really hard to rebound from 1-2 bad reviews, because you have an angry customer and you kick them out, but that's the most common thing. South Park did a good example of how Yelp.
I will have to check that out. Obviously everything with South Park is some kind of spoof, but I'm definitely gonna have to check that out.
But it's really if you're going to be taking your information on going to a place, take it from better sources than Google or Yelp. Yelp, yes, you can trust, not Yelp, on Google, yes, you can trust Google to a certain extent, but literally if, like, you can't even get older employees, like disgruntled employees removed off of Google like you can with TripAdvisor and places like that allow you to have those things removed, because they're not supposed to be on there, because of course an ex-employee is always going to be like, oh, I hate this place sucks, they do this, they do that, like, pretty much if they don't leave on good terms.
Well, it doesn't matter. An ex-employee is a biased review no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, they're either gonna have something bad to say or they're gonna have something good to say, and either way it should be tossed out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they absolutely should not be on there. And Google themselves need a little bit better system to be able to weed out that.
Yeah.
But
because it's a conflict of interest either way, it really is. And so when you're deciding on the next place to go eat in the town that you traveled to, don't rely on those.
Yeah. Do not.
And not every place is on maps on your phone as well. Google it. Like because I use maps a lot to try and find food places, but it's only going to show a certain amount because, we're on there finally? Good. Like our motel, you have to do a bunch of stuff like that, like a bunch of work on your Google page to even show up in maps. And so your maps and your app for your iPhone, it doesn't show.
All right,
there you go.
Sleepmore Lodge.
Yeah.
We did not have that on there the other day. It actually said the name of the old motel.
Yeah.
And so it was actually really simple. Like all I had to do was like I just reported it on the Google, on the whatever that maps is on the iPhone. I reported it and I just said this isn't the name of it anymore, and I put the name. It was basically I wrote it out in a paragraph. And it took about probably 3 weeks.
They show the edits and stuff like that, and suggested edits on the app if you claim your business as well. And so that is something to think about. But claim your business, claim your Google page. Like,
don't claim your Yelp page.
Don't claim your Yelp page. Don't claim the Yelp, but claim your Google page. Because then you can try and work toward getting on Google Maps and Maps for iPhone to where you can be found by Siri and to where you can be found by people using these apps to go different places. If you have a brick and mortar business, it is definitely something like to really think about, because people couldn't have found the Sleepmore Lodge 3 weeks ago. Or even 2 days ago, they couldn't have found the Sleepmore Lodge. And it's finally popped up to where people could find the Sleepmore Lodge.
And it's something you just don't think about it. You know, you start your business and
it doesn't automatically do it for you.
Yeah.
It
does, and it doesn't pull it from anything else. It doesn't pull it from something else. You know, it's not like, the iPhone Maps pulls it from Google. You know, it doesn't work that way. And and it's just something you guys pay special attention to make sure you got it figured out.
Yeah. And we don't do any advertising with Yellow Pages or anything anymore, do we?
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
But I know Yellow Pages has something to where, like, you can, I believe it's Yellow Pages, to where you can pay and somebody will end up doing it all for you or something.
Yeah, you can. There's several different companies that will. There's a company like Names and Numbers, and they, there's lots of companies that basically you can say here and you pay them a few $100 and then they go through and claim all of them and basically they would like negotiate off reviews, bad reviews and old reviews and stuff like that, and And it'll definitely spiffy up your stuff. I mean, obviously, you're paying for the service, but it's also something you can do yourself. You just got to put in the time and know what you're doing. But there's ways to get around that kind of stuff sometimes. 'Tis all we're wanting to do is
be seen,
be successful,
be seen. You just want to be seen. You want to have a presence, and like I said, multiple streams of the reviews, because you can't just rely on Google reviews. You can't just rely on Yelp reviews, because those are not your friends with things. Like, just like the multiple streams of income, you have to rely on multiple streams to keep yourself and your business going. It's not like you can open up a new business. I like to read the bad and
he broke his record. He broke his record on messages.
On the apartment I stayed in Stillwater had bad review because they would not do laundry of the rich kids who think others should do. It's definitely one of those things where some people are spoiled.
See, and
college towns.
How do you respond? How do you respond to that review?
Yeah.
I mean, and that kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier. I apologize,
your parents didn't teach you how to do your own laundry.
But the thing is, you can't be a smart aleck.
I know. I'm just saying, like, that's what you want to put is, I'm sorry your parents didn't teach you how to do your own laundry.
Sorry you suck.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, what would we do right there? We would say,
I apologize that it's not a service that we offer at this time. However, we are taking your feedback into consideration. Thank you for your time.
Adding it to the comment box.
Don't say that, because I know what the comment box is. It's a trash can. That's what everybody's comment box is. You wouldn't really say that,
but I'm just saying that's what we would be doing. We would add it to the comment box.
But if 50 people complain about something, then there's probably a need for it in your business. Or if 10 people complain about something, then there's a need for it in your business. And there's a service that you can offer to where you can make money and have another stream of income. I'm sure a
lot of apartments in certain parts of the country, and every country has laundry service. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's not that far-fetched, but
I'm just saying, like,
it is in Stillwater.
In general, for people to think about with their business, if you have 10 of those comments of, like, let's take R5 for an example. If somebody wanted a different color or shape of bait and she got a lot of requests for it, I'm pretty sure that she would end up doing it because there's a need for that in her business.
Yeah. If we put in a request to her that we want an elephant-shaped, elephant-shaped bait, she would think we're idiots.
Yeah.
But
if 10 people
requested elephant-shaped lures,
but also
then
we're not
maybe
the
she
people
might get the mold for it or whatever she has to do.
We're also not the people that would be like we're talking about people that would leave bad reviews over these complaints.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference between a review and a request. Yeah. But you can still look at the reviews, and figure out what you need to change. I know one thing we need to change is we need ice machines.
Yes.
And so, unfortunately they're expensive. But we know that that's the direction we got to go, and we have a lot of reviews that I can't wait until we get an ice machine, because we can reply to them a little bit better than, I'm sorry we don't currently have one, but we are working toward, we are in the works of getting one, or whatever we say. The maintenance man was paid after hours to do their laundry, so they would shut up about it. One parent tried to sue because only the poor do their own laundry. Not kidding. Oh wow, that was quite a review.
People need to raise their kids not to be entitled. That's all there is to it. Nobody is entitled to anything. You need to work for everything. And that's all there is to it. And our daughter, she is spoiled, and sometimes I always tell her, you are not going to act like an entitled little brat. Like, I'm sorry, we're not doing this.
And there's no such thing as a last place trophy.
No.
You can get
first,
a trophy.
Second, third.
You can get a trophy if you first through third, maybe fourth sometimes. If it's a medal, usually. Sometimes there's, oh no, there's not 4 medals, is there?
No.
Gold, silver, and bronze.
Yeah, you're getting first through third.
But if first place gets a platinum, then there could be 4. So anyway, 3 or 4 is all that should get trophies. And you know, not just a review. The maintenance man told me because they was the one below us. Oh wow. I wasn't even aware that you lived in Stillwater.
Yeah, you did for like 2 years.
Yeah, I know. I just found that
Yeah.
out. But yeah, you know, and so what's going on in here? I'm new. Hey, Snack King Cole, we appreciate you coming by.
We were talking about some DIY projects, but now we're just kind of talking about general business tips, and
we're talking about reviews and how to respond to reviews, how not to be crappy. You know, if you happen to have, we have 2 motels and a bunch of rent houses and a couple other little side hustles, and we have reviews. You know, we have reviews for our motels and stuff, and
what reviews to actually go off of and what to not listen to.
Yeah,
as well.
and avoid Yelp, because Yelp actually has, all they do is show your bad reviews unless you pay them to not do it, and so it's just not a very good source to when you're searching for a place to stay or a place to eat or whatever kind of business it is. And
also really watch Google reviews, because anybody can make a Google review.
Yep.
Damn, I Yelp. Yeah, Yelp.
That's okay. Hey, you know, you probably know much more about it than we do. We just know, you know, basically
we just know the business side of it.
What we've learned from other businesses and stuff. But
and our own.
Yeah.
And our reviews on there, and they. Damn, I Google review too. I do too, but Google.
We all do.
Yeah, and
it's the most convenient thing. I mean, it's the most convenient. I mean, it really is.
I explained a little bit earlier, but I'll explain it again. Like, we were like, man, why are we getting such random reviews of people who have never stayed at our properties or anything like that? And Google literally has different things that they do and different incentives if you do, like, that you get point systems, and if you leave a longer review you get more points. And like, we had our Google review deal where we were actually doing reviews for places for a couple of months, and Google sent us a email offering a like all expenses paid trip to Las Vegas if we did so many more reviews in a certain amount of time and earned a certain amount of points. And so there is a lot of.
And we've went a lot of places and did a lot of things, but it's still like, you know, it's still just not really right the way that it works. But another thing we was talking about, you know, obviously I know you have your channel. I don't know if you know what kind of other side hustles and stuff that you have going on. First off, your channel's awesome. Snack King Cole, you make the best thumbnails. I'm telling you, I am so impressed. Everyone needs to go check them out if you are in the stream or if you are watching this later.
He needs help with thumbnails.
I think I do all right sometimes.
Sometimes.
No, you do great thumbnails and just really really good theatrics. I really like your channel and your videos. But anyway, if you do you know, if you have a business or whatever and you're responding to reviews, there was a Yelp page for one of my professors and it was bad, but he was the one of the best I ever had. That's funny.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that. But anyway, in regards to responding to reviews as a business owner, Snack King Cole, just try to make sure you don't
reply to everyone.
Yeah, reply to everyone
and be neutral. And if it's a bad one, you gotta bite your tongue and suck up your pride, unfortunately, and just say, I'm sorry, I am going to I apologize for your bad experience, going to
take this into consideration or whatever it could be, and move forward. And you know, you can't insult your guests, because the thing is,
your customers.
Yeah, or whatever they are. Whatever, if they ate at your restaurant or whatever. and even the YouTube videos. I mean, they might come back. And but anyway, you gotta be good to them. And one thing that we do is when we're trying to find a place, like if we're traveling and we're looking for an Airbnb or something, we go and we're not paying attention to the bad reviews. We're paying attention to the responses from the host of the bad reviews. It's not that big of a deal to us that one unit a year ago had a toilet, the toilet leaked. What matters more is that they're not insulting the guest.
How the host handled the situation.
Yeah, and so
and handled the response.
And I mean, and we'll completely skip it. We'll be like, oh wow, that they are really crappy.
They're being really ugly to their customer, to their guests. We don't want to stay there.
Why would we want to be a guest?
Yeah.
And so we move on to the next one. Oh, cool! You work at a hotel and do the responding for them. That's awesome. What do you do? What's your job other than responding to reviews?
He's probably marketing, I would say.
It really depends on the size.
True.
Because me and you do everything.
Yeah, we do everything. But I do more of the marketing, I feel like, than now.
Well, you know how it is. The customers always ride at a hotel. This is cool. It's cool that you're in the stream and chatting about this. Front desk, cool. That's cool. I have worked many of front desks at hotels. My parents bought a motel when I was 12, and when I graduated high school, I went off and went to college, and I worked at hotels for like 6 years or so before I went back and started running my parents' motel. And then we bought our own motel, and it's neat.
I'm married into it, but I had my own business cleaning. Stay right there, princess. My own business cleaning beforehand, and that's kind of what forced us to spend so much time together.
Yep, that was definitely the beginning of that. But yeah, so yeah, really take it, and I don't know how you what your strategy is on replying to reviews, but you gotta always be good. I have extremely good customer service. Kind of pride myself on it. That's awesome. Us too. Us too. That is so important. I mean, that's what keeps the customers coming back. You
clean rooms.
As the front desk, associate, you cannot help that the housekeeper forgot to put toilet paper in the room. It's not your fault, but you know what? You're the one that gets yelled at, and you're the one that takes it personal. You can take it personal because they're yelling at you, and all you can say is I apologize, and let me grab you a roll of toilet paper, and I hope your experience improves or whatever whatever you need to say, but yeah,
front desk catches the brunt of literally everything.
Yep.
Every situation, whether it's a poor management situation, poor housekeeping, poor maintenance, they catch the good and the bad of every situation, and usually it's all the bad for the most part, and then some of it gets passed on to the manager when somebody asks for a manager, but it's...
What brand do you work for, Snack King Cole?
Or is it an independent?
But yeah, so it's pretty neat that you're in here and we're chatting about that. But I don't take it personally. I know I didn't go wrong, and plus I got
a whole wife to argue with.
That's
Ramada.
funny. Oh, okay, Ramada, cool. Yeah.
He has a wife to argue with on everything too.
We debate.
Yeah. Honestly, when it comes to the motel, we pretty well agree on everything. Like, there may be a few like design things where I'm like, no, I'm right. And it's not very often that I am right. And so when it comes to like a design aspect, I'm like, no, we're going with my direction. And that's about the worst of it. And I think the tile and the SHIPLAP were the two things that he was most skeptical about on our DIY projects.
I don't think I was skeptical on the shiplap. I really liked it. Just so you know what we're talking about, let me show you a picture here. So we're doing DIY projects. We actually just released one on our counter, and I'm going to show you that picture first. So what it is, the concrete countertop, and we did it out of, like a bag of concrete. And we just dropped that today. And so this, the reason there's a hole in that picture, we have another picture that actually has the sink in there, but it's a circle, it's a kind of an oblong base with a circle sink in it, and it's pretty neat. This is basically how we remodeled the bathrooms, and we did the shiplap wall that she was just talking about, and we did that out of plywood, and then and here's a picture of that. And then we did the floors, which you saw in the other picture, and she'll show you here. And so we are...
There's the tile.
Then there's the tile smiling in the background that I did.
Do I say she's not always right? This is the best life. No, I am not always right. My husband is extremely smart, and I 100% don't claim to know anything. Where y'all located? I'm coming to stay. We have one in Kansas and one in Oklahoma. We are personally at the one in Kansas.
And that's where these pictures
are from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited. Actually, you know what? I think I have a picture that actually shows the sink in that.
Chetopa, Kansas, to be exact.
Here it is, right here.
Yeah. This picture should show the sink in it.
See, isn't that a neat sink? So we strategically chose that sink because we live 600 foot from the Neosho River, and people catch spoonbill and catfish, and we don't want people having their fish in...
Yes, like Chiefs.
Yeah. We don't want people having their fish and trying to mess with them in our sinks. And so we chose a sink that a fish won't fit in. At least none of the fish around here.
Yeah.
Where are you located, Snack King Cole?
But my husband's a lot smarter than I am on a bunch of stuff. And I have my stuff that I'm better at, and he has stuff that he's better at.
Yeah, we go together very well. Yeah, and that's how it's supposed to be here, you know.
Guys, I know it may not sound like a big feat, but perfect Broncos versus Chiefs.
No, cool.
Seattle. Okay. We have been married 2 years
together. Oh, I'm sorry.
Like 3.5.
Did you say that you like the Chiefs? That's probably what that's what you meant. I thought you were asking for a description of Kansas.
No.
Kansas like Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what he was meaning. But anyway, we work together and have worked together and been together 24 hours a day for the past 3.5 years, guys. How many people
It's a good thing we love each other.
Yeah, how many people can say that they can work with their spouse on a daily basis? He's a Broncos fan.
Oh, okay, you're a
Broncos
Broncos
fan. That's what I was
fan.
taking as.
All right.
I took it the right way. But seriously though, how many people can say that they are still getting along with a spouse?
Imagine that. She was right.
After this long.
A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
I know. I am pretty blind, hence the big glasses. But it's definitely something I'm pretty proud of, that we're not fighting and arguing 24/7, especially over business issues. We do pretty good.
Yeah, we do pretty good at being on the same page with the businesses.
Yeah.
So we got our main hustles, which is the rent houses and the motels, and then we have the side hustles, which really can be anything that we find a way to make money on or whatever. You know, we're not like junk buyers really, like we, you know, and like that. It's not really like that. Like we was talking about earlier in the stream. Like we had a friend that had a bunch of like a LuLaRoe a bunch of them, like a bunch of LuLaRoe shirts, and we kind of helped her out and bought everything she had. And
because LuLaRoe is definitely, there's a lot of MLMs out there, but that one's pretty much a pyramid scheme, because nothing should require you to spend $3,000 to $5,000 or $8,000, however much a month, to be able to keep in business. That is what a pyramid scheme is. Like, it's different if it's like, hey, are you blind or sight intolerant? Ha ha ha. I am definitely blind and not supposed to drive at night without my glasses.
Surprised she chose one.
But like, there is a huge difference between an MLM and a pyramid scheme, and don't ever join anything like that makes you buy a certain amount. But if they're like $50 once a year or something like that to pay for your website fees, that is totally different. That's a deal that should be on you, as far as I'm concerned. They wouldn't have those fees if it wasn't for you and doing the business. And I kind of agree with those, but I don't agree with something pretty much putting you in debt every month. Like, something shouldn't put you in debt that you're trying to use to make money.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert, we did not do that. We, like I said, we bought some from a friend to help her out. And then we was in the flea market. There's a little flea market here in town called Saviors of Rust. And they had basically a shelf that they rented.
A booth.
A booth, yeah. Basically. But what it was a rack. It was like a shelf.
And that's what we wanted. That's what we needed.
Like a bookcase, basically. And we thought, oh, we got all these shirts sitting at home, or that's just sitting there. And so we have a booth now at the flea market. And so that's like kind of one of our side hustles. That and
Poshmark and MLM and a little bit of everything. Just stuff that interests me, and then there's stuff that interests him. And
she sells Monat shampoo, and so that's kind of one of the side hustles that we have. And gosh, and then we have a business called Legal Arms Dealer, and we sell, we sell just about anything in regards to firearms. We used to go to the gun shows quite frequently, but it's just too much. It's just too, like, it takes up too much time.
Y'all need a show. Let's call it side hustle.
Yeah. Actually, on our website, we have
our main hustles and our side hustles.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's broke down into two categories. We have them both, main hustle and side hustles.
Go check out our live that we did on our travel horror stories. Like, that'll really make you think that we need a show.
But another thing that we was talking about in regards to our website was your following, and I'm just kind of touch on this. We had a lot of good stuff in this stream, Snack King Cole. But what it is so basically what we was talking about is how we was talking about the different hustles and not having one stream of income, and making sure you don't have all your eggs in one basket, as Dustin Woolsey quoted earlier. And basically,
it's not an ACS sting.
Yeah. Just a second.
Our daughter's acting like a dog, guys. Sorry. We gave her an orange, and now she's pouncing around with the puppy dogs.
Anyway, and so basically, in regards to the having all your eggs in one basket, we was talking about it with the different social media platforms, and how important it is to make sure you get people in more than one way. And so I'm saying this because, hey, we need people, we need people on our website. We need to capture people's emails so we can be able to reach out to our following if something goes wrong or something disappears. Like YouTube, I mean, it might not be here forever. And if you have all of your eggs in one basket on YouTube and have all of your subscribers and that's it, and it's only
and no
YouTube.
way to reach out to them to say, oh, hey, here's my new channel, or hey, I'm not on this anymore, I'm going to do a different video media, or that you're going to be mainly on Facebook or Instagram or something like that. Like, you just, if you have 100,000 followers or even 10,000 followers and you don't have a way to get a hold of them to say, hey, I'm on this now, instead, if that's down, then you just did all that work for nothing.
Yeah, and I can't imagine, you know, what we were talking about earlier is just how demoralizing it would be to have to start all over, you know, with a YouTube channel. I mean, look at all the work you put into your thumbnails, Snack King Cole. What if you don't? If you don't have them properly saved onto your computer? You know, it might not be there. It might not be. It might not be the something that's always here. And so, like, for us, we're trying to build up everything. We're trying to build up our Facebook page. We're trying to build up our Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all of that kind of stuff. And so if YouTube disappears tomorrow, then, you know, we'll go live on Facebook. And we don't have, you know, our following is different. You know, we don't have all the same people on both things. But that's why it's important to try to get your contacts of your followers. That way, those are yours. Those email, when we get your email, that's ours forever. You know, we have it set up to where we have newsletters and offers and stuff that we send out.
We're still trying to get started too. We're just getting everything in place. Like, it's a long process. It really is.
It's a lot of work.
And guys, Pinterest, if you are not using Pinterest to market, it is a gold mine, because it's just like, that's why YouTubers have more than one streaming site now. Yeah. But Pinterest is a gold mine, guys. Like, anybody that is looking for something, like, I go on Pinterest for most stuff now. I'm like, ooh, I want a recipe. I'll go to this. I want to see a DIY on this. I'm going to go to Pinterest. And Pinterest is
this for me?
It's a gold mine for that. And it's free. Like, you can sit here and market your videos for free on Pinterest. And if you have good boards and stuff like that, like, I think the highest following or highest views that we've ever had a month on Pinterest is like 8.7 thousand as of right now. But Pinterest is great. Like, at least 8.7 thousand people seeing our content on Pinterest. And so it's something that is, I feel like, underappreciated, because I just feel like it's easier to get your thoughts and your videos and stuff like that out there on Pinterest. It's free marketing. You don't have to pay for the Google AdWords to be shown up first on those pages.
Yeah.
Like, they do have some paid ads on Pinterest, but there's like 1 out of 10 that you see up there, and it tells you it's an ad. And so, I know it lights up. It's a pin that lights up. So if anybody has a Pinterest and they don't use it, I highly suggest you start looking into it for a following and to start trying to grow your following, because it's amazing. And that's something that Derek does some of the Facebook stuff, but I'm more on the social media side. Canva helps with my thumbnails. I use Canva, and I know we're at 2 hours and 30 minutes. I have been trying to get Derek to use Canva. He has the app downloaded and everything on there, but I use it for all of our quotes. And
you can leave, Dustin, if you need to.
Yeah, we totally understand.
Oh, cool. I don't know anything about that. I do the thumbnails, but like I just do it on I just have a free program. Like,
He uses the computer for it instead of the
GIMP,
phone.
I think, or something. Yeah, so I just kind of put them together on that, and it's kind of old school because I'm kind of behind on the times with that, but it seems, I don't know, it seems like it's working. They're not, some of them I'm not very happy with, and I was just telling her actually today how I'm wanting to go back through while we still don't have that many videos and kind of rebrand them, and that way you can tell when you see one of our videos not only that it's ours, but also tell that if it's a traveling, travel tips, tricks, and all that stuff and experiences, or if it's a real estate investing or innkeeping one, or if it's a DIY project. And so that's kind of the direction we're wanting to go. We're wanting to go with it.
I had a really neat video one that makes like quick ads, and guys, I think I have like 500 apps on my phone. Like, it is crazy. Just letting you know. But Canva had a data breach, so check your info. I don't pay for anything on Canva, and they have no information besides an email address. So I'm not even worried about Canva. We don't have any. We just really don't put any information.
Some of the knowledge that you have. That's funny.
He does.
That's what I'm talking about. That he knew that Canva had a data breach.
Yeah. Why can I not find this app? And anybody that does a live stream too, like, why not just have a live stream? You can start working on a podcast as well. And I have the app because I do everything from my phone. I'm pretty much everything from the phone too. And he does a lot more on the computer than I do. Like, I log on to it maybe to print off shipping labels for stuff from Poshmark. And that's about it.
My next question was going to be if you went live, but if you only on your phone, there's a fly in here. Actually, there's like 2 flies. But I guess since you do everything on your phone, you probably don't go live. I didn't even pay attention to your subscriber count. I know you can't go live if you have under 1,000. Under 1,000. But anyway.
We're going to go to your channel and check out right now.
Dun, dun.
I'm still trying to find that app. I have gone through my phone and moved things in the past couple of days, and that was not very smart of me. Because I knew where stuff was at before, and now I don't.
I never went live. I only have 373. You have more than us. I think we have like 325 or something. But
Credit Karma told me.
Yeah, we are certainly newbies as well. We just actually started going live
a week ago.
Like this week. Like we've went live like I think this is our 5th live. And we're just kind of hitting 10 p.m. Central Time. It's kind of what it's kind of the direction it seems like we're falling. We did 9 o'clock once, and now I think we're just going to kind of stick with 10 p.m. Central.
Snap King Cole, you should check out Swish. They have paid ones, but they also have free ones, and it's videos that you can edit to do kind of ads or short videos, and it's a neat little app. No, you don't need 1,000 subscribers to go live on your computer. However, if you're going to go live on your cell phone on a mobile app, you do need 1,000 subscribers.
But I've also heard that there's ways around that. I think I was hearing someone the other day saying that there's like maybe a Streamlabs OBS app that you can switch. That's what it was, right?
Let me. Swish.
Here, type it. I think I had heard someone within the last couple of nights in a stream say something about how there's like a Streamlabs OBS app and it's kind of a way around being able to go live on your mobile device. And I could be incorrect on that, but that might be something you look into if you're you know, wanting to do that.
Yeah. That one is right. It was right under my Canva swish. Yeah. And
Like when you pull up from 3 and it doesn't touch the rim.
You swish. They're limited on their free options. They have about 20 on the videos, but it's still a neat app. I'm trying to think of neat other video apps that I use. Splice and Quick, I believe. That's how I edit video on my phone.
Hey, you know what? He does really good.
I know. You can help people out, though.
No, I'm not meaning competition-wise. I'm meaning he's already doing great. Like I think his stuff's awesome. No, we're all friends on here.
We totally understand that. If it wasn't for Dustin and R5 and Eileen the first couple of nights.
Yeah, but yeah, actually, literally, someone. Oh, R5 Adventures. They had she shared it for us, and so like if you have more than 1,000 subscribers, I think that's how it is. You can like make a post and like share someone else's stream and stuff. And so they had shared it for us, or she had, and so it got a few people in here that really kind of has kind of given us a little following to where we're keeping, 3 to 5 people in here because of that first or second night. Have you heard of what he said? I use KineMaster or KineMaster.
I just went and it's downloading.
Oh.
Gotta check it out. But
thank you, Woolsey, for dropping that link.
Yes. Canva is absolutely amazing, though. That's what we use for all of our quotes. I have probably like 200 quotes done for posting, and I use it for Canva. And then when we were working with the Chamber of Commerce for the 4th of July for our flyer, I used Canva as well. And so it really offers a bunch of different sizes on different things that you can use, and custom dimensions, and so you can do your own custom ones that you need.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. It's kind of
he can't take it from his wife.
It's kind of a well, I don't want to look at my phone. Like I feel like I look at my phone a lot already. It's kind of nice to get on the laptop.
I don't think mine has watermarks.
Oh.
None of our stuff has watermarks from on our free part. But yeah, to me it would be worth paying for with all the extras that you get, because you get a lot of extras with Canva, and it is just I really like the app. But I wonder, Canva Pro, it's $12.99 a month, and it's not bad. It's awesome. But I can't even think of any watermarks on ours.
No, I don't think there is on that.
We have a back layer on there now. But KineMaster has watermarks. Okay. That's the one that you were talking about. I will check into it. I have it downloaded now. But
yeah, she's put together, what we do is on our Instagram and Facebook page and Twitter is we post quotes, I mean, at least every day, if not more than once a day, but we post them, and she's made a lot of quotes with that. I'm
in charge of making it look pretty.
Yep, she's in charge of making it. Yeah, our Instagram looks fantastic. She's spent a lot of time on it.
On our first page, but then you scroll down a little bit.
Well, just don't go past the first page. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, she basically what it does is when you look at it, it's like quote picture, quote picture, quote picture, quote picture, and so it really looks really nice. Canva helped me with wedding invites.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Canva's amazing. It really is. I really need to check out that video editing app. I have it downloaded on my phone now, and I am gonna go through here in a little bit and look at it. And believe it or not, but iPhone helps too. iPhone will. It's really neat. It compiles all your pictures. Excuse me. It like compiles all your pictures from like certain places, and it'll do a slideshow for you, and it's pretty neat. Just iPhone itself working with that, and so it helps us out a little bit.
Yeah.
And it helps me go through all my pictures because it tells me exactly where I took them.
Canva, your YouTube header. And it's so neat the way that it works, how you can put the, whatever you're making something for, rather it's Instagram or, Facebook cover photo or whatever, YouTube, like you said. It's pretty neat the way that, it has a little template for that. That way you're making sure you got the right size and things,
This is a room that Woolsey said he checked into, and it took the night manager forever to convince them to get him in a different room.
That's what it looked like when you checked in?
Like, it had a box of stuff and tissues and stuff like that on the floor.
Oh, wow. Was
that
on your honeymoon?
Hopefully not.
You only have Twitter, Snacking Cole? Well, you should... okay, battling_snacks. Battling, yep. Make sure you follow him. We'll follow you right now. But yeah, like
Twitter is a really hard one to grow on.
Yeah.
Twitter, the night manager was an ASS. Yeah.
But yeah, so try to, and I know you're putting so much work into YouTube and Twitter, but yeah, I would highly suggest expanding, even more. And Twitter you think YouTube is demoralizing as far as trying to get a following? Twitter is even worse. Go to Facebook. So what we have here, here's kind of a strategy that we've took. We each have our own Facebook that's like our personal one, and all of our friends, like our real friends that like we have seen in our life in person, are on that Facebook.
And family.
And family, and then the family we've never seen. But anyway, we have that Facebook, and then we have our business Facebooks, which is basically we both have 5,000 friends in it, which is the max. And so with that business Facebook, we created a page, like in the Atypical Hustlers Facebook page, and then we'll go to our business one and invite everyone in it, and we'll annoy all of the 5,000 friends that aren't really our friends. I mean, we are building relationships with people. It's not like that, but that's kind of part of what we do too.
We try not to spam our family.
Yeah, we don't.
And friends.
We just do not want to annoy our friends and family. It's tough, and it's tough doing that because you don't want to be that person that every time you're with your friend that they are like, oh, I don't want to be around them because all they're doing is trying to get me to buy a car. Maybe they're a car salesman or something, And so we highly avoid that. And
like they all know what we do, and we post things every once in a while, but we definitely don't market on our personal pages.
Literally the worst that we do to our personal friends, Dustin Woolsey is a personal friend. The worst thing that happens is me being like, hey Woolsey, don't you need some more shampoo? like that's the farthest we go in regards to annoying our personal friends. And
that's just because he already ordered it.
Yeah, I mean he's always and that's and that wouldn't that wouldn't be said if that wasn't the case. But and so get a Facebook, name it Snack King Cole or Battling Snacks or whatever you want to name it. Whatever you want your brand to be.
A page and a group.
Yeah, a page and a group. And go and invite. Make yourself a another Facebook or use the one that you use if you have one. And get lots of friends, and then you can invite those friends to the group, and then that's kind of what will help you start building your following on there, and it will make you feel 1,000 times better than Twitter and YouTube will, because you're gonna get
more. How do I put it?
Literally
interaction on it.
With more Twitter, you can't request someone to follow you. Like, the best with Twitter you can do is follow them and hope that they follow you. And if they don't, then you can shout them out or hashtag them or whatever, and see if you can still get them to follow you. And then you give up and go to the next person, whatever. And so that's the thing with Twitter. And then with YouTube, you also can't request someone to subscribe to you. Like, it's just not part of it. And so Facebook, you actually can. And so you get many more followers on Facebook than you do on Twitter or YouTube. We have one of our business pages is our real estate investing business, and it's called Okie Home Buyer. And we have like 4,000 or 5,000 people on it, I think. And then our Atypical Hustlers page, I think we have almost 1,000. I think we're at like 990 something or something. But we're just, like we were saying, we're just trying to grow in every direction we can to try to expand and get our eggs in different baskets.
That and Instagram. 991.
991. Yeah. I had a Facebook, and let's say I got a little too much attention, so I decided to drop that. And
Instagram, but you're making great points. Yeah. It's just what I'm really big on is, and I've kind of convinced him into it, is the email list. Like, because if people are going to give you their email, it's because they want to hear about you and your content, and they want to have something to do with your business. They want to hear more about your business. And so that is one of your best assets that you can have, is an email list. And because, like we said earlier, that don't put all your eggs in one basket, because people, your YouTube could be gone, your Facebook could be gone, they could delete your page the next day. There's so many things that they could do, and that email list is yours, like 100% yours, and you can do with it what you need to. You can sit here and if something happens to one of those social media sites, you can message people back and be like, hey, thank you to all my loyal followers on here, but you won't be seeing anymore. Here's my new page, or here's this. Like, you can, that is your list. That is your marketing. And it is going to make it so much easier on you in the long run if anything else happens. And I'm out of here. I'll catch you the next one, or maybe later with Drew. That sounds good. We will see you later, Snack King Cole.
Thanks again for coming by.
But we're only going to stay on here for a couple more minutes. We're going to hit 3 hours, but marketing, guys, with any business, like, if you don't have multiple businesses, make sure you're marketing in multiple ways and making sure that your following is your following and not just Facebook's or just YouTube's. That is huge for your business later on if anything happens. Huge. But Dustin, are you ready for us to get off of here too? I bet you are. He is like, guys, let me sleep. Think we're gonna skip tomorrow, right?
I don't care. Yep.
I think we're gonna skip tomorrow. I think that we will come back Monday.
Day and Sunday. Skip tomorrow and
Yeah,
Sunday.
I think so. I think we will come back and do another live on Monday.
We may change our mind.
Yeah. We also may make Dustin do a live with us on Sunday. Maybe. If he can control his language any. But we may do that and may make him pop up his channel and get him some video content on there too.
Yeah.
But we thank everybody, and I think we are going to go ahead and sign off for tonight.
Oh, I thought we were going to go to 3 hours.
I know.
We got to break records.
We got to break records.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Well, I'm hungry, guys. I'm hangry. I'm about to get hangry. And I don't like Snickers, so that's not going to help me out any. So I think I need to go make some food and make some food that he's not going to eat. Which I'm pretty good at now. But thank you everybody for signing in and watching our live or watching our replay. And we appreciate everyone, and we will see y'all later.
Bye.